If you were triggered because you watched the Netflix TV series 13 Reasons Why, this is what I want you to know. I can understand why. Like, there's a lot in that show that is really horrific. I had a very hard time working through it. I watched the show once as a audience member because I knew that I needed to just absorb the show like anybody else. And then I watched this show a second time, really trying to understand why, what the characters' motivations were, what the show was missing. And both times when I watched it, man, I just felt incredibly drained and incredibly... I wasn't triggered, but I was provoked. I was provoked that something has to be done. And it's led me to trying to find a way to make some of these response videos. I don't face the same situations that the character Hannah did. But I can imagine for those who have faced something similar, or even some of the identical situations, that would have been absolutely horrific to watch. And so if it triggered you, I understand why. And I guess the first thing I would want you to know is I'm really sorry, because no one should be assaulted. I don't care what you were wearing, if you were drinking, if you made eyes, like, it's not okay. Assault is never okay. And it can lead a victim to feeling very ashamed, and to feel a lot of confusion, and just to feel some very hard things. For those that struggle in the realm of self-harm or with suicidal thought, I can completely understand why this would have triggered you, because there's a lot of emotional identification in the show, and there's a lot of validation in some of it. It's a very complex series. If it triggered you because you have faced something unjust and awful, I'm just so sorry that you faced that in the first place. I wish you had been protected. I wish that someone would have stopped it. I wish that that was not a part of your narrative. I wish it could be taken away. No one deserves it. No one. But now we're left at this point where it did happen to you. It was a part of your story. And this show has brought it up. So what do we do now? You know, I think the cliche thing to do and to say is you need to get help. And you do. You do. No one should have to feel that all by themselves. We shouldn't have to suffer in any kind of loneliness with some really heavy thoughts. But I know that a lot of you are. A lot of you feel very alone. It's terrible. And I would love to point each and every one of you towards someone who's caring, and I don't know how to do that, and that frustrates me, because you deserve to have someone be there for you and care for you. And I can't do that for every single one of you. We each need to find someone. You're one. We all need to be there for one person, and I hope that someone is there for you. And if you don't know who that person is, I encourage you to go on a journey to find them. It's hard to, but I encourage you to. And the second thing is, even if you can't find someone to get you some of that deep help, just let someone know that you watch the show and that you're struggling with it. Like, maybe this isn't the time for you to go into the deeper parts of your story, but at least letting someone know, like, this was rough and I watched it and I shouldn't have. I don't know who that person is for you. It might be a peer, it might be a teacher, a coach, a youth group leader, a community member, a community leader. I'm not really sure who that is for you. Your parents, a distant relative, a close relative. I don't really know. Just let someone know, because a show like that deserves to be processed through. It's a lot to absorb all at once, and I would encourage you to go out there and start some of those conversations, because it's worth it. It's worth it for you to not be alone. I don't want that for you. I don't want you to be alone. I want you to know that there's someone out there for you. There is help if you're having a really hard time. There are numbers for hotlines of people you can talk to who are skilled, who can listen to you, in the description of this video. Please don't stay alone. That would be the worst thing. And you might think you deserve to stay alone. You deserve the worst thing. I'm here to tell you, it's not true. You deserve more than that. And I hope you're brave and you go out there and find that more.